Yeah, good morning, everybody. This is business game presentation meeting for batch 2017-06-09 group 6 for circle 7 to circle 13. This is a combined circle. We have to combine the circles together because of the population. And so far, these circle 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 have been able to work together as one group on the business game tax. As we all know, the business game tax is the most um, important tax in the guided school and the only tax in the guided school. So the students are ready and they are here to present their documented um, solutions for the business game tax. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 to 7. And in the circle, I have the list of students in the circle. I have Osemudia Samuel, Afolayan, Titi Lope, Amos Oladeji, Ben David, Chibuzo, Uwaguhe, wow, Chioma Onyi Okonkwo, Emmanuel Osipo, Esau James, Fagbo Olalekan, Innocent Fabian, Iyare Bartholomew, Jane Anyanwu, Kunle Dennis, Lucky Chukwu, Mercy Chidinma, Okechi Rachel, Ogunmoroti Tosin, Okafor, Brendan, Omatuli Victor, and the last person on the list is Sheon Agbetuse. So I remain humble of Mentor Nick, mentor in charge of part 2007-06-09 Group 6, and I'll be moderating this meeting with the other representatives of this meeting. So David, if you could hear me loud and clear, I ever hand over this meeting to you as you take us into the introductive stage, as well as tax 1 and 2, 3, tax 1 and 2 of your documented work. Thank you. David, are you there? David, are you there? Oh, I think David is having he can't hear me. Oh, so what do we do? Okay, Sean. Sean, can you hear me?
Hey. Hello, sir.
Okay, David, speak. I can hear you now.
Okay, sir.
You can go ahead with
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
This is business game presentation by batch 2017-06-09, group 6, circle 7 to 13 of MMM Guided School. We go straight to the task. Task number 1 says, hello, sir. Hello.
David, go ahead. I'm with you. Go ahead. Speak.
Okay, task number 1 says, you have received all information needed in order to become managers/leaders in MMM Guiders global community. You have an important task. Enter into a new country and develop MMM Global there. Country will be Nigeria. As a starting resources, you have internet, a team, knowledge received in the school, $50,000. Within an hour, you have to develop a plan of action for a week.
Dave.
Yes,
Dave,
sir.
Please, sorry to cut you in. Sorry to cut you. Please, I want you to go through use this mechanism. I have the presentations. I also have the questions. Go straight to your solutions. Then please, those that are joining, there's nobody on YouTube now, but those that are joining on YouTube should kindly drop their names and their circle numbers in the live chat section of the YouTube so that I can pick their names for attendance. There's nobody there now. You can chat them up in your WhatsApp group, wherever. So let them know that. Thank you. You can proceed with your presentation. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, straight to the result. Aim and objective: to create awareness about MMM to Nigerians, let them know what MMM is about, its ideology, how MMM works, its rules, benefits and risk and caution involved. Introduction: need to get the background information about Nigeria. Nigeria, talking about the Federal Republic of Nigeria, has a land area of 923,768 kilometers per square kilometer. Its capital city is Abuja, and the largest city is Lagos, with a population of 170 million people. Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa, the 17th most populous in the world, 10th largest country in sub-Saharan Africa by an area of 923,768 kilometers square. Currency: Nigeria operates with Naira, and which equivalent to dollar is $1 is 322 Naira. In Nigeria, no fewer than 112 million Nigerians now live below poverty level, and the country's total population of 167 million, but 327 million working men and women live in extreme poverty, and 967 million in moderate and nearly poverty remain vulnerable to falling back into poverty. So they will be receptive to accept the ideology of financial freedom. The people that do not believe, when they see others making their money and hear of all the wonderful bonuses along. We have to introduce the SWOT analysis, where we let them know the strength, the weakness, the opportunities and threats in MMM. In our strength, we have the ability and numerous tourist destination, restaurant, health service, creative, innovative, increase in popularity, no central account, population of the country which is really very high, and we believe we can serve. I'll strictly go straight to the budget plan. Well, to get everything set, we have to make a budget plan, and what we have in our budget list, we have hotel accommodation. Of course, we need to do that so that we have a place to stay. And for that, we need to get like 12 rooms because of our population. And that will cost us $6,500. The Naira is shown there. I don't know if I should mention the Naira equivalent. Okay, for logistic and transportation, we have $1,200. Handbills, $6,000. For bulk SMS, of course, we will have to do that as to meet much people. We have $5,000. For printing and production of banners, $360. For tour guide, security, personnel, $650. For video coverage, we have $315. T-shirts will be $1,500. For hall decoration, where we are going to be having our meetings, we have $630. For sound system, $420. Projector, $280. For snacks and other refreshment, we have $490. Days, $2,100. For those that will help us in interpretation of our $4,550. For stationery, $900, making a total of $30,000. $30,000 $896. What we've This is our summary of our budget. Budget, we have this after our expenditure. When you subtract the expenditure, we have 30, subtract $30,896 from 50, we have $19,104 left. And on that same week, we were asked to register new participants. So we assume we'll be able to register up to 3,500 participants for that week. Now, if you look at their donation, making an average donation of $300 per participant, that will give us $1,050,000 as our cash inflow from our newly registered participant for the first week. Now, going straight to day 2, task known for day 2. Can I go ahead, sir? Hello, sir.
David, I said task 1 to 3. So go ahead, please.
Okay. Now, our aim in task 2, we are to develop MMM global in Nigeria. We will need to educate the participants on the below mentioned points. 1, brief history of MMM founder Sergey Mavrodi, to evolution of MMM, to the past and the present. Let them know MMM ideology, how MMM works, the rules and the risk involved, the benefits of MMM. Strategy: to create advert on social media via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and BBM channels. Hosting of seminars in cities and commercial states to attract more people. To introduce them to www, that is the MMM website, nigeria-mmm.net, and to distribute souvenirs so as to motivate people in. I will try as much as possible to conduct 5 seminars in a week, 8 audience. Each of these days, we hope to target about 700 people. Our main aim is to see that we have at least 3,500 participants, which will include entrepreneurs, students, those that are unemployed, social workers, bloggers, investment companies, stockbrokers, and also bankers. The targeted deposit will be minimum $50 per participant. Now, calculation of new members needed with their contribution to cushion the growth which we are experiencing. Now, we look at an average donation of $300. Now, the number of registered participants, we have 3,500. Now, multiplying this will give us $1,050,000. Now, registration bonus, because since they are registering for the first time, they stand a chance of getting registration bonus. So registration bonus for the first week at $20 for each participant will give us 20 times 3,500, which gives us exactly $70,000. So the amount deposited, we know it to be 3,500 times 300, which gives us this, which gives us $1.05 million. Now, to calculate their growth rate for that month, just like the system works, you will calculate 30% interest on this amount deposited. That gives us $315,000. Now, expected total interest plus contribution, this time we have not included their registration bonus, will give us $1,050,000 plus $315,000, which give us a total of $1,365,000. Now, when we add their registration bonus to the amount we just calculated, that is the expected interest plus bonus, we have $1,365,000 plus $70,000. That gives us a total of $1,435,000. So additional cash that will be needed to cushion this will be $1,435,000 minus $1,050,000, which will give us a total of $385,000. So that is what we need to settle our first participant that registered into the system. Now, to calculate the new participant deficit, that is to know how many people we need to register in order to meet up to this, we look at the amount that we needed, that is $385,000 minus the amount of participants, minus the amount, which is $300,000. So that will give us 1,283 new participants. So in order to cushion the first participant to be able to settle them, we will need to make up to 1,283 new participants. What do we need to do? We need to create in more adverts, organize more seminars, bring in, try to register new guiders, have them trained, make them to utilize the system. Now, if that is done, if the rate of new participant is still at 3,500 people and the contribution still remains $300, the minimum number of new participants for the next 3 weeks will be 3 times 3,500. That will give us a total of 10,500 new participants. So if you look at the contribution of this participant, 10,500 times 300 will give us $150,000. Now, if you look at what we are getting, the $3,150,000, it will be able to cushion the $1,365,000 deficit that we have. So doing this, we have to look at what we have, allocated budgets balance that we had initially, $18,355. And what we spend trying to bring in more members, we spent $2,000, giving us our balance of $16,355. Now we'll go straight to tax trade, solution for tax trade, where we still are experiencing dynamic growth in the participants. Now, total participant for a week, we still have it to be 500. So 3 weeks at the same rate of 3,500 will still give us 10,500 participants. Then for 4 weeks, if you add one more week registration to that of 3 weeks, which was 10,500, we are going to have 14,000 new participants. Now, if the participants registered in the first week referred 2 more people each, then 2 participants each, 500 participants will be what? 700. So when we add 7,000. So when we add 7,000 to the new registration for that, for the 4 weeks that we just entered, we are going to have a total of 21,000 participants. That is 14,000 plus 7,000. Are we expecting from this 21,000? If we multiply their contribution, 3,000 to the number there, 21,000, it will give us 300,000. That is, at the end of our 4 weeks, we'll be expecting total contribution or donation of $6,000,000 our deposit. So, summary of what we had in our initial cost. Budget brought forward, we have $16,000, $16,355, and budget carried forward $16,355. Now we'll go straight to tax number 4. So I'll call on my next representative to join me. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Dave. Very took your time. You actually took your time to take us through this process, and also enjoy your presentation. Thank you so much. So over to Sheung. Take us through tax 4 and 5. While Jane is on the standby, take us through tax 6 and 7. So Sheung, over to you, please. Thank you. Sheung, are you there, please? Sheung. Okay, Jane, can you hear me? Hold on.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Jane, can you take us through 4 and 5? Is that okay, Jane?
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Jane, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Omat Suli.
Matsuli Victor.
Okay. You want to help us with tax 4 and 5?
Hello?
I can hear you. Do you want to help us with tax 4 and 5?
Jane is here. Jane, hello, sir. Hello,
okay, Jane,
mentor.
Take us through tax 4 and 5, Jane.
All right. In tax 4, we try to look at during the month, and then after 2 months of we started, then there was a local holiday in Nigeria, and as a result of that holiday, there was 75% decrease in registration because of the holiday was a week long. And then we didn't have new registration, and the ones we had to fall by 75%. So we had to make we tried to know how can we manage, or how do we make up this 75%. And then we had the task objective, and the task objective was to make up this 75% registration loss which we've had, because as it stands, with that 75% loss, we couldn't come up to or meet up our targets. So we now had a weekly target. Since we had a weekly target of 3,500 participants, and the festive period, with that festive period, the team fell by 75%. So what it meant that we are having a loss of 2,625, because that was the 75% of 3,500 was 2,625. So we had that loss. And as it stands, so what we had out of the 3,500 participants we were supposed to have, we eventually crashed down to 875. So, and then with these for the remaining 3 weeks of that month that we had to make up, how do we make up for this loss of 2,625 participants? So what we did in that, to achieve this growth, in order to make up, so what we did is that we said we had to estimate out of the, so 875 was just 25% of that 335. So we now calculated what do we actually need, which is 25%, that 875 plus 3,500, making it 4,375 participants, which is what we need. So for first, second, third, and fourth week, we need 875, that is that 25%, plus 4,375 into 3 other places, making it 14,000 participants. So that's our new target. Our new target is 14,000 participants, and we hope that by the time they contribute the $300 to participate, we would have been having around 4.2 $2 million. Then, which will give us roughly 1.36 billion naira. Then, so we now asked, how do we get this new member? Because it's just a projection. So we knew that first and foremost we had to train and empower more participants to become managers, because that was the way, so that when we have managers and more guiders in the community, they were able to help. Then also need to come up and educate people on what the pulse mode is, what it does, and then we needed to also organize more seminars and then be able to show them evidence that, look, your money is not lost. So in summary, we brought forth our budget. The budget we had previously was 16,355, and then the expenses we made on the seminars and adverts we had to do presently was $2,000. Then what we've carried forward so far now is $14,355. That's roughly about 462,000 naira. Then we have an aim. Our aim is to analyze the plan of action in any situation. That is the first and foremost, because in any business you have to sit down and really think. Then we now have to pause and slow down the GH, because as it stands, people we are GHing, the result was as a result of the more GH rather than more PH. So we now had to, how do we slow down and pause this panic getting help? And then we needed some items. We then needed how many participants do we need, and then what type of contributions do we need in order to resolve this situation. And we come up and said that, okay, assuming that we plan that we need about 4,375 participants in the week, and we said by the time we are able to register, but it didn't work out the way we planned it, so we were able to register just 1,125 members in a week. Then, so what does that mean? So what it means is that for the next 3 weeks, with our own remaining 25% out of the 35, which was 875 participants, then plus the 1,125 participants we now were able to get, rather than the 4,000 we are projecting over the next 3 weeks. So we now had 4,250 participants, which is what we have. 4,250 participants who are registered in the previous month, and then with their contribution of $300, by the time you multiply that $300 plus the 4,250 participants, we're having one.
Jen, are you still there? Jen, are you still there, please? David.
Yes,
can
sir.
You hear me?
I can hear you very well, sir.
Can you proceed from where she stopped? Then maybe.
From where she stopped, we are assuming that we were not able to make up to 4,375 participants as we projected, but we're able to make 125 participants. In the next 3 weeks, where we added up to the 875 participants that we had last week, it will give us a total of 424,200 participants. Now, if we are getting $300 as their own contribution, multiplying this will give us $1,275,000 as a contribution for that month, that trying month. So for us to meet the target of old members, we need additional 9,000 participants to balance the previous month. Of $3,000 each, we will be getting $2,700,000. So what do we need? What are the things we need? We need to train in more guiders, make more bonuses available to encourage people. We are in a festive period. It is such event is likely going to happen where people want to use their money for one thing or the other. So in order to keep them in the system, to training more guiders and no bonus. Like for instance, you can tell them if you register, you get a bonus of a particular amount when you register in this festive period. So when we do that, we believe more people will come in, and the guiders we train at that instant will help us to or send this message that there's registration bonus for every amount you contribute to the system.
Hello?
This season.
Hello?
Jane,
Hello, sir.
welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, welcome back. And Dave, thanks for standing in.
Thank you very much.
Jane, can you continue? Okay, continue, Jane. Wow, I think she's off again. Over to you, David.
So when we are able to do that, getting more guiders and help them to tell people that as they register in this festive period, they are going to get some bonuses for their registration. That will help to bring in more members to join the movement. So we have to try as much as possible to cover more states or regions. We have to conduct more seminars at this instance because we really need the system to be up again. And we have to print in more handbills, more banners and t-shirts for people to see, to mobilize to another region and make up for the loss of new participants. We have to organize conference meeting with participants about the situation to avoid panic. And that it is indeed a festive period.
Oh, Jesus.
Can I proceed, sir?
Yeah, proceed. Just proceed. Just round up the presentation, please.
Okay. Now to introduce tasks to encourage participants to get more people and to tell them the benefits of the system. So by so doing, the much amount we carried forward to this season, we are able to spend $10,000 and we'll be left with a budget with a balance of $455. So we move straight to task 6. Task 6, which has to do with the delay in so in task 6, what we do, we need to educate members on how the pause mode work, because at this instance, participants may not be able to GH due to the imbalance in the pH and GH level in the system. So there will be no GH to public holiday, due to public holiday, to avoid panic. Now inform them of the reason for intrusion and how it can be overturned, making them to understand that the more the pH, the more they create a balance to the system, and the system can come up fresh as it has been. Now, to host in more seminars, we have to intensify effort, participant confidence about MMM. Through sharing of testimonies, we have to keep on sharing, because testimony speaks and have the ability to replicate, and we have to make them share more testimonies, write letters of happiness about MMM on social media, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any way we can just do it to revive the system. And also, guiders and top managers of MMM are mandated to provide help until the system improves. Now, structure meeting from time to time to review our work and appreciate them for their unrelenting input into the system. And also, as people share their testimony, we can as well award certificates of recognition to them. So, what are we going to do? Suggestion: referral bonus. We introduce the new money rule: 10% minus GH plus new pH. That's referral bonus, just to cut down on what will be going out. Now, managers bonus to be more competitive and tied to performance, because if to bring in more people, I think he has to be rewarded for that. Now, alternative suggestion, slashing of Mavro interest from 30% to though that is a which can maybe raise more panic, but if it's going to work, fine for us. So, how do we achieve all these tasks for this month? Week 1, holding meetings with all participants in order for them to know the structure and assuring participants that there is no need for fear, that none of them will lose their deposit. In week 2, we have to continue the publicity, continue seminar in old and new areas of to members. We just need to get more members into the system, so we still will produce more handbills this time in order to keep the system as those that launched it in that system. I think it's time for us to begin to pay in the heavy sacrifice. So we have to study the area and plan more seminars in new locations, do more publicity on social media like WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, continue with registration in old and new location, community development, environmental activities, skill acquisition. We can do this. Just do things to develop the people in the community, make them to acquire skills in the name of MMM. That will bring in more people to the system. Now in week 4, we hope to host MMM charity football match with local football teams. This will attract more people, and we will use this to get more registrations. We have to do more seminars and share testimonies of how people help people. Then we move straight to tax 7. I don't know if I should continue with tax 7.
Continue, just continue.
Okay. So for week 7, we have to take more proactive measure in order to salvage the situation, because there is a kind of insufficiency and seems a little bit challenging. So we have to take a proactive measure to introduce online reputation management, to carry out rigorous arrangement, non-stop seminars and presentation, introduce the concept of Bitcoin, and also increase the Mavro growth to compensate them. We have to outsource help from neighboring countries, testimonial videos, and also to promote MMM Nigeria through social groups and media. First of all, we will consult with the leaders of MMM in other countries, especially those around them, and the founder of MMM, Segi Mavrobi. This trust will be restored to the community. Next is total evaluation of our work, try to correct our mistakes, see where we have gone wrong, and to avoid a restart from occurring. Thank God we have achieved that practically. We will educate them more on the concept of exchanging in with Bitcoins. We will embark on massive awareness, means, and the situation at hand, thereby explaining to those who lost their money what really happened and the need to avoid that in the nearest future. We shall source funds from other countries by registering participants globally, non-stop seminars and presentations on how MMM works. Participate with your spare money and not your life savings. Constant PH and GH and RPH to sustain the system. Also that MMM is meant to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor, and it is not an investment platform. We need to re-echo all this to the people. Now, we will also increase Mavro grade from 30% to about 50% for the next few months and revert back to the original growth of 30% to keep the system healthy. We will ensure that the leaders preaches the true ideologies of MMM with optimum transparency and not being carried away with bonuses attached to a leader or a guider. So tools, we'll use and knowledge acquire. 12-man team with a registration target of at least 10 persons daily. Will solely revert the system. You need to get a high-speed internet for communication, training and advertisement technology, training of people on MMM ideology, how MMM works, the benefits, rules, and ideology on the website. With the following knowledge we acquired from this Facebook community, Google Doc sheets, and slides, the team was able to promote MMM Nigeria and MMM Global. We were able to create a rollout payment plan using the knowledge of SWOT analysis to implement it. We capitalized on the strength and opportunities of MMM and be aware of its strengths and weaknesses. We also adapted and obeyed the rule of the culture of Nigerians.
Hello.
We also promote. Yes, sir.
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. We also adapted and obeyed the rule of culture of Nigeria. We also promoted Nigerian offline events and charities as well, making them to key into the ideology of MMM and also register to be financially free. We also established the idea of peer-to-peer exchange and taught Nigerians living in Nigeria to send money across using Bitcoin. Of course, if you look at the last page, you will see some souvenirs which we gave to the people in order to encourage them. MMM, together, we can change the world. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, David Ben. I must tell you, I enjoyed your presentation.
Thank you, sir.
It's one of the cool, smooth, and best presentation in this series I've had. In fact, my questions I wanted to ask my questions, but you were hitting them in your solutions. It shows that you were detailed in preparation of a business game tax, and it showed that you had a very sound understanding of what you've done. I don't know about the rest, but I'm really impressed with your solutions. So I won't want to ask a general question now because persons might not be able to hear or might not be able to speak. What's it called? You hit it all. You talk about the spare money. You talk about the no guarantee. You've spoken about it's not an investment. You get rich quick, or you can pay donation. You also talk. I also love the way you went around your pulse mode and restart approach. I love the way you analyze your contributions and donation and expected contribution to come up. Those are good ones. I love them. You've talked about the whole concept of seeing the fact that which I want to point out is that MMM is a people's-based community. Now, from the tax, it is discovered as the activities and inactivities of participants determines the sustainability of the community. When participants were active in tax 1, 2, 3, new participants were coming in, there was no problem. Everything was moving on smoothly. PHGH was moving on smoothly. Everybody was smiling. But from tax 4, when there was a decline in registration of new people coming in, and some old participants are not, are due to GH, refuse to PH because of that GH is still in the system. They have some crisis. So that is an indication that the what will sustain MMM is registration of new participants and introduction of new donation into the system, as well as donation by old participants into the system. There is no miracle anywhere. There's no magic anywhere. The only miracle that is in MMM is participant joining every day. That is a miracle. There's no central account, there's no money my body kept somewhere, there's no money the administrators kept somewhere. Now you are doing the idea that you guys are the administrators. So we should know that we, as guiders, or you guys are guiders now, some of you guys, okay, I know some of you, I think the only person I've marked now is David. David, you check your business game tax is already marked. You guys are guiders now. So all of you in this meeting will be guiders shortly. What's it called? It is your responsibility to start bringing in people into the system. Start bringing in new participants, new donations into the system. Encourage your old participants to finish as soon as they GH. Now, you said something towards your, I think that 6 or 7, which I want you to take home and as you working. He said, you tell them the true ideology of MMM. Tell them to participate with their spare money, not their life savings. Not their life savings, but their spare money, and tell them it is not a get rich quick platform or investment platform. It's a peer-to-peer donation exchange, and it gives you a passive income. It's a sharp stuff. So those are very good quality. So please note that it is your responsibility to go out there, organize seminars that you said in your presentation, organize charity events, teach people about the ideology of MMM, encourage your timelines to go to the attend the guidance school so they could acquire the same knowledge you have. The more knowledgeable the participants in the community are about the ideology of MMM, the more and better for the community and for every one of us. So guys, I wish you all the best in your next status as guiders. Please train with caution. Note that being a guider does not make you the almighty. Participants are always right. Participants also have the right of changing their guidership from you if you don't perform to their expectation. So please it is not a do or die affair. Put in your efforts and the results will come. The results will come. You don't need to go about creating unnecessary pressure for yourself or this thing. Just enjoy what you're doing, know what you're doing, read more about the ideology, work with teams, work with yourself. You guys are cool, you know yourself. I have a lot of friends today. We met in the guidance school, we did this together, and we're good friends. So come together, teach yourself, solve problems with yourself, promote the community together, and together we all will change the world. So before I end off this meeting, please, Jane, I can't find your business game presentation document submitted. So please just kindly let me check. It is either you have it's either marked it unknowingly to me, or you have not submitted at all. Jane, that is Jane. I am kindly I've not seen your business game tags. I've not seen your business game tags. So kindly go and rectify that from your own end. Or send me a private message and we'll see to that. So congratulations to you guys for the successful completion of the business game presentation and successful completion of your training program. It's been a nice time having you guys. I'm so grateful to God for giving you guys to me to mentor. It's a pleasure mentoring you guys. I remain humble self-mentoring. I'm always available during and even after the training. You can always chat me up anytime. You have my number, you have my direct numbers for phone calls, for WhatsApp. You can always do that any point in time. But make sure you are contacting me in a very reasonable time. I mean reasonable time, as in not odd hours, please. Not odd hours. I might be busy with other students like I'm doing now. So if I don't pick your call, just drop a message for me. I'll respond as soon as I see it. So guys, enjoy the rest of the weekend and expect to upgrade anytime from now. Probably maximum Monday or Tuesday. If it's 7 days from you get a certificate, if you not get updated, contact me. I will escalate and to do so. almost immediately. Enjoy the rest of the week. Remember that God, I love you, but God loves you most. And together we shall overcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.